Great shot. What a great shot.
A little bit of a con job, you think, Bo?
A little respect and con. Gene Stuss is not going to lay down for anybody. However, that's an hour away.
And we're live from Edmond, Oklahoma, a suburb of Oklahoma City. And here we go, Bo, seeing more shot making.
You bet. The 3, 6, 7, 10. Now, Walter Ray, 1-pin lead, 8th frame.
Walter, second 4-pin today.
Walter voted the best spare shooter on tour, and I think that counts splits too. Obviously, on a high-scoring environment like that, she won't have many splits. I'll give Walter this spare right now. We'll have an even match with just 2 frames left. One thing that is so great about Earl Anthony, watch how his arm swing goes directly towards the target. Earl playing right around the second arrow, almost the same line as Ernie Schlegel, but a little more hook.
4th straight appearance on our telecast for Earl. With a 3-bagger here, and a match is all even for the championship. It'll continue after this. This is Early Christmas, Mike Durbin, if you're watching in color. The 5-7 to start off.
Chris, he went around a little bit too much with that shot. We mean that he had too much circle or too much arc in the shot.
I'm still trying to regroup from that. George leaves the 2-8 in the 9th frame. A meaningless shot as he has this match wrapped up and is going to have his 5th PBA title. And again, this will be his 2nd win in Ohio. He said he loves Ohio.
Yeah, and look at that smile. I mean, he's having the opportunity to enjoy it in the final 2 or 3 frames. Very exciting. Well,
Balance, stand. There he goes again with that bodybuilder routine of his.
And he moved in. Boy, the 3-10 and now the 3-7, and he had the 2-4-7-10 the time before, so he's really lost on lane 14.
well, yeah, he doesn't know what to do right now on lane 14.
Nothing more to say. Ernie Schlegel must strike on this ball. If he strikes, he is the new PBA national champion. If he doesn't, Earl Anthony has won his 4th national championship. 1 ball after 7 days and 56 games. 1 strike needed to win.
All but the 2-pin. Wow. And down to 1 shot. Earl Anthony talk about tension. Now over on the right lane, finishing this, our second match in the Choice Hotels Classic. So your winner is Amleto Monicelli. Well, the fourth in. Saluting the crowd. He appreciates. Happy with what happened down there.
And that's the way a tournament leader has to go after a title, Chris. We saw the tournament leader lose quite a few times this year. But Alvin Liu's going to be the fourth player to win from the #1 position, and he attacked when he was out there in the lanes. He has a tremendous game and his second title of the year.
If this one doesn't thrill the audience, Chris, you just don't like fried chicken on Sunday, I'll tell you that. Goes quickly.
And we have reached the halfway point of what could be a record-breaking afternoon. 13 stops on the tour. This is the last, 9th year of our ABC PBA telecasts. There they are, all those strikes.
Pheasant tracks.
No scouts in the building, and we have a 7-10, and Pete laughs. Nervous laugh.
Once again, we see the 7-10. Mark Roth made this in 1980. Pete Weber would just like to get one of these pins right now to stay ahead in the match.
Let's take a look at Wayne Webb, Bo.
Really a great style. He's short, 5'5", powerful upper body and arms, has a tremendous wrist action as he comes through. See, he doesn't turn the ball that much, but that wrist imparts tremendous revolution on the ball, and that's the key to success in the game of bowling, revolutions.
Is he giving the ball a little kiss there?
He blows in the thumb hole, actually, to kind of dry it out. It's a good idea.
This time a stubborn 10, and again looked like a good hit, Bo.
Well, it didn't quite finish, David. The ideal position for the strike for the pro bowlers is on the 17th board. That would be solid in the pocket. There's 39 boards on the lane. That particular ball hit around between the 16th and 17th board. Very small, only a half-inch difference, but a little higher, and he would have carried the 10. Follow through, and pretty good shot. He just played the lane.
Follow through, and pretty good shot. He just played the lane.
And didn't get a break on the left line either, leaving the 7-10.
You know, with these new reactive resin bowling balls, they take the oil off the front of the lane and piggyback it down to the back end. So you have to be making your moves a lot faster than in years past.
Well, it just took him one frame, and he's been zeroed in.
So the winner of that first game, Amleto Monicelli, now goes against Norm Duke of Oklahoma City. Amleto bowling first. This is his 52nd telecast. His 4th of the year. He was 3rd at the U.S. Open when he won $12,000 to become the 8th millionaire on the tour. He was 2nd at the True Value. He was 3rd last week. Sliding by and leaving the awesome 210, Nelson.
Strike spare, Weber wins. Anything less, Peterson has a chance. Look at this. Randy's got to be thinking a bunch of things.
And his term will be finishing up at the end. This year, is it the case, Marsh?
Well, you know, he trips a lot of 4-pins, and he didn't trip the one in the previous frame. Comes back down and makes this shot. As you can see, this ball is coming in and hooking very, very late. Now he's going to send this headboard, the headpin to the sideboard. It comes back, little messenger shot for that 10-pin.
Randy Peterson, whose first title was the AC Delco in Union City, California.
Perspiration on your hands, something we all have to watch.
The final match of the second annual Quaker State Open. Marshall Holman working on a spare up in the fourth.
Marshall Holman working on a spare up in the fourth.
And finding the strike.
And Pete Weber. Crossover, leaving the 3.
The average leader's here in 88.
Roth off to a tremendous start. He does hold the all-time record at over 220, around 221 for 36 tournaments in the season. Walter Ray and some of the other top 5 players, but Roth's not worried about average right now. He needs some money. He needs to get some strikes right now.
Not worried about average right now. He needs some money. He needs to get some strikes right now.
We're in our third match, the semifinal. More of it after this.
Now Doug Kent on the right-hand lane, 30 years old, from Canandaigua, New York, just outside of Rochester.
Yes, he's got
Way outside angle, and he gets a very, very nice break. He trips the 2 and the 8 pins out.
Remember, the players only allowed 1 re-rack per match. That was his second one.
6 frame. On the bucket for the left-hander.
Well, I've never seen Earl get so mad with himself. He left the 3, 5, 6, 9, and I think he let that rack psych himself out. I bet you that's what's going through his mind right now. Look at that look on his face.
Oh, brother.
As we see our first look at Jim Johnson Jr. Goes very direct.
That's a nice shot. Stay down to practice for.
making Webber start, so Webber has to finish the match.
Well, it's a smart move right away.
I think it is. Boy, he's a special player, Mike. He really is. It's awesome that to be the son of someone as great as Dick Webber.
Monticelli shooting in the 6th. 19-pin lead. Leaving a 6-10.
George has a 1-pin lead through 5.
George won 2 tournaments last year, tournament champions, and also he won in Baltimore.
Well, that ball was absolutely just buried deep into the pocket. The only thing that possibly could have stood on that shot would have been a 9-pin.
13 pins the difference. 3 frames to go. Mark Williams has, we see the scoreboard right there. So again, it's going to come down to who can finish this game off.
Absolutely, and this is a very big shot right here. John Maas is sitting there hoping he doesn't strike.
Maas is sitting there hoping he doesn't strike.
You just called it. You just called it.
You know, he throws the kind of ball that lends itself to solid 9s. He hooks the ball so much, and I've seen him do this in other top 5 telecasts. It's just a terrible, terrible break.
This is the lane he struck on in the 2nd frame.
And gets a break, knocks the 4-pin out of there. There's a chink in Webber's armor. It's this lane 34.
Yeah, and the reason is you can see Pete Webber defeated Tim Johnson in a big way. 279-224. Webber needs to make sure he gets the ball to the right. When he was short, he left the 3-6-10 twice. Very extended.
The 3-6-10 twice. Very extended.
Oh, in this first solid 10-pin of the match and of the day.
Not happy with that.
And he looks pretty well zeroed in right now. This is a key shot to get back in the match.
Shot to get back in the match.
And he's in it. The 7-pin, which was so stubborn before for him in frame number 2.
Now watch the ball drive the 5 over into the 4-7, David. That's why you put spin and power on the ball and hook. Many people ask why we just don't roll a straight ball down there. Would it be more accurate? Yes, but it will not carry those pins. Remember, those pins weigh 3 pounds, 5 ounces apiece. The bowling ball only weighs 16 pounds. Difficult to knock over 30 pounds unless you got the spin on the ball.
All right, here we have Walter Ray Williams. He takes a 5-step approach, starts the ball off in his 2nd step, and then right at the end, he kind of comes up. As you can see, shoulder high, and then he rears up just a little bit at the very end. Unorthodox, but he's the best player we have on tour.
.49 there for a minute. Trips the 4-pin out, leaving only the 9.
players have to make good shots. The left lane hooks, as we said, about 3 boards more, but the carry of the pins has been great.
Carry of the pins has been great.
Extremely high hit. Brian Boss gets the break, and now a 1-pin difference.
Watch the action of the 2-pin, Chris, as it gets between the 4 and 7 pins. This is just a bowler's delight when a pro can carry hit that. See that 2 pins up there? It drives out the 4 and 7s. Right now, both players have strung 5 strikes in a row.
And it does figure, you know, that if he could have had the one prior, he's still in the match.
Now only disaster can stop.
Only disaster can stop.
Well, leaves the 3-9. A little defensive shot there.
Well, I mean, he might have got around that ball a little early.
Spigner up in the 3rd. He's had a lot of strikes this week. He's been averaging more than 217 per game this week.
And the question is, can this young man from South America win this title here this afternoon in Rochester?
He has the ability, but he's bowling against, as we already said, one of the best in the world, Marshall Holman. Way out of that.
He's got it. Oh, 10 that break. Well, that looked very, very good, but the 10 remains standing.
On tough conditions like this, Chris, it actually favors Steve Jarls. He has less experience than Weber, but with a actually shorter backswing, he has a very good chance to keep it in play.
Has a very good chance to keep it in play.
And sleeper 8.
Well, what's happened for both players is the oil or conditioner has been carried down the lane.
Wow.
Chris, if Marshall Holman has anything that holds him back, is he is not a good spare shooter. He has a tremendous strike ball, but he has struggled with his spares. Salvino with an early opening in this match.
Second frame.
Second frame.
All but the 10 on the right lane for Salvino.
Just didn't catch it all. That's called the weak 10. Many amateurs at home say, I'm leaving a lot of solid 10s, I'm leaving a lot of solid 10s. Well, really, they're not. They look at the ball as being solid, but that 6-pin does not get the impetus off the 3 and lays down in the channel. It does not drive straight into the 10.
Match is all even. Pete wants to strike to keep it that way. That's left.
He wants to strike to keep it that way. That's left.
Pays the full penalty. There were a lot of 4-9s this week. It wasn't a terrible shot, but it was left of his target. As you can see, he qualified first with a 221 plus average. Really ran away from the field. But now he needs to try and run away from Pete Weber. That's better. Well, you like that shot. That's better. Well, you like that shot. Straight into 1-3.
And you can imagine the feelings going through Ernie Schlegel now. That heartbeat on the approach. This is what it's all about. What pressure. Until you've been there, it's almost unbelievable to realize how much they go through.
This right-hander that you're looking at now is 5'10", 170 pounds, 31 years old. He has 4 titles, including that one major, George Brennan. Oh, a tough break. 4, 6, 7, Nelson.
Georgie just lets up on speed a little bit, as you see, just a contemporary profile, everything in really good shape, a very low-maintenance swing.
Well, if he's going to do that, he better strike right here.
Yes, he better. And this would be his 5th second-place finish since 1988.
His 5th second-place finish since 1988.
And it's just falling apart for Marc. You know, he's trying different things out there.
And he switched balls and moved angles. It just, nothing works.
Well, in a key frame, Randy Peterson lets the ball get away from him. It gets left of target.
Oh, you're the best. What you do, no kidding. All right, and so are these guys. Look at that. Look at those millionaires, starting with Marshall Holman with the most amount of money earned on the tour. Weber is 3rd, followed by Anthony Albee, Webb, Voss, Monticelli, who is bowling here in Edmond, Oklahoma right now. Leto Monticelli, another strike in the 7th frame of our semifinal game. He has the lead. We'll be back with more. 5'5", 123 dynamo named Norm Duke.
Boy, he put all he had into that shot. You could see him grimace as he let go of it, and he goes a little bit high on the left lane.
5th frame. Sliding by. And after a 4-bagger.
Very, very big shot, working on a strike. Can cut that lead from 11 down to 1 pin. We'll get there.
Shooting in the 8th frame. Has 7 strikes.
Got a lot of loft.
There's 8, 4 to go.
Got a lot of loft on that, Chris, but he's straight enough.
Look at Pete Fountain, who came all the way up from New Orleans.
Come on.
Back at the Olympic Bowl in Rochester, as the PBA has returned to this wonderful city for the first time in 5 years. Amuleto Monticelli.
Another good break right there, Jay. The ball came in high in the middle of the head pin. Almost an identical shot to what he had in the second frame. He carried it there. This time he didn't get the strike. Easy spare for him.
Earl, we see the two different shoes here. You mentioned that earlier.
Yes, and what that's all about is he has on his left foot the shoe that is red, a build-up heel. And the reason for the build-up heel is so that he can plant himself at the foul line and pull through it as he does to get the speed that he needs to make the ball rotate and hook as much as he does.
The difference, 14 pins right now. Earl can cut it to 4 with a strike in the 9th frame.
And it's, as he says one more time, this is a must strike for Earl. Yes, what a great shot for Earl Anthony. Just so cool and so calm when he gets up there to throw the ball.
As the decade of the 70s began to take shape, so too did Earl Anthony. During his 14-year career, Earl won 41 PBA titles and was the leading money winner 6 times. Earl achieved his ultimate goal in 1982, becoming pro bowling's first and only millionaire, but it also left him trying to find another goal.
I just don't have any goals left that I really want to accomplish, and I think that's part of the reason I'm not bowling anymore. Looking back, I don't miss it at all. I watch the telecast. I enjoy watching it. I have a lot of friends that are still bowling on the tour, and I feel sorry for them because I know they're still out there traveling. I know what they're going through. I know what it's like to grind every week. It's much more difficult than most people that watch the telecast each week would realize just what those guys go through, how tough it is. What a lonely, tough life, a nomad's life it is to travel around the country week to week, different center every week. It's a really tough grind, and after 14 years, that was plenty for me.
Earl is retired from the tour, but his life is still bowling. The travel is gone, but the hard work and dedication is still there as Earl is looking at the sport from a new viewpoint.
As long as I've been in bowling, I've never been on the other side of the counter, so to speak. I've always been participating in the center, never really paid attention to what it's like to be on the other side, you know, to be the proprietor. And now I'm finding out it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot more difficult than I expected, and I'm just learning. I'm a rookie.
After 14 years of climbing to the top, Earl Anthony once again finds himself a rookie. But we will always remember Earl for the great memories he gave us all.